Chapter 3 A Good Chuckle. The office is where Principal lives. I know my way there by heart. There was a typing lady there, too. She looked over the counter at me. Well, would you look who it is, she said. I looked down at myself. Well. It looks like me, I said, kind of quiet. The typing lady pointed at the blue chair. Blue chair is where the bad kids sit. Well, I'm not even bad, only I still have to sit there sometimes. Put my feet on the edge of the chair and hid my face in my knees. If you don't hide your face, people can recognize yourself. Finally, I peeked one eye at Principal's door. And guess what? The guy was looking right back at me. Is that Junie Jones I see out there? He asked. I did a gasp. Guess Principal can even recognize me from one eyeball, apparently. I went into his office, and I sat in the big wood chair. Principal winked at me. I'm a little bit surprised to see you, Junie B., he said. You haven't been sent here for quite some time, I nodded. I know what I said. That's because my behavior has shown considerable improvement. I pronounced the words very perfect. My teacher printed those words on my report card, I said. And guess what else showed improvement? My speaking. That's what. I don't say run anymore, and I don't say thinked, and I don't say throwed. Do you want me to say them right? Huh? Do you, Principal? I took a deep breath. Ran, thought, through, I said. I smiled, very proud. See, I told you, Mother says I'm getting a better vocabulary, I said. Vocabulary, said the principal. Whatever, I said. Principal smiled. Yes, well, I'm delighted to hear your improvements, Junie B., he said. But if everything has gotten better, then why are you here? I wiggled in my chair, very uncomfortable, because it wasn't my fault, that's why, I said. What wasn't your fault? Said Principal. I wiggled some more. Then finally, I told Principal how my teacher made us write a graduation poem. Now she said the last word had to rhyme with blue. And so Polly Allen Puffer rhymed the word P-U, I said. But then Mrs. got very mad at him because she did not appreciate his behavior, young man. Only too bad for me, because my brain thought of an even sillier poem, and my mouth couldn't hold it inside. Principal closed his eyes. Did some deep breaths. All right, he said. Let's hear it. I gulped very worried. Then I made my voice real soft. Violet roses are red, violets are blue. Graduation is here, and your feet smell like stink, I said. After that, Principal kept his eyes closed a real long time. He did not say any words. Then, very slow, he put his head down on his desk, and he started to laugh. His laughing got louder and louder. And guess what? Then I started laughing, too. That poem was a beaut, right, Principal? We're having ourselves a good chuckle over this, are we? Principal stopped laughing very fast. He raised his head again. No, Junie B., no, we're not having a good chuckle, he said. I'm sorry, your poem caught me completely by surprise, but I never should have laughed like that. I guess sometimes we need moments to laugh. He crossed his arms at me. You are right about one thing, though, he said. Your poem is definitely silly, but silly things are not always appropriate to say in the classroom, are they? Your teacher made it clear that she didn't like what Polly Allen Puffer had said, Junie B., but you called out your poem anyway. He made squinty eyes. And please don't blame it on your mouth, okay? You know you could have held it inside. I shrugged my shoulders. I don't know, I said kind of quiet. Maybe I could have. Principal tapped his fingers on his desk. It's a very serious matter to disobey a teacher, Junie B., he said. And I want you to sit here and think about about just how serious it is. Could you do that, please? Yes, I said. I can. After that, I squeezed my eyes real tight, and I thought. Finally, I opened my eyes. Good news, I said. I've said my last stink. Principal nodded his head. That is good news, he said. Then he stood up, and he held my hand, and he walked me into the hall. It's been an interesting year getting to know you, Junie B. Jones, he said. You're a fascinating little girl. Thank you, I said. You are fascinating, too. After that, both of us waved goodbye, and I started skipping back to room 9. Then suddenly, I stopped, and I spun around. Yeah, only we're not saying goodbye forever, right, Principal? Right? Because next year I will get to sit down here, too, probably. Or else maybe you and I will see each other on the playground, right? Principal did a chuckle. Right, he said. Hooray, I said. Hooray, hooray. Then I turned back around and I skipped to room 9 my fastest, because maybe if I hurried I could still sprinkle glitter on or something.